If you can see us and hear us, that would be great. All right, ladies and gentlemen, hopefully you can see my screen. Let me put up the main banner. All right, it should be up now. All right, so tonight's program, we've got a shorter program. Looks like Joshua Vigil sitting in TQ with a 7.525. As you can see on the top left, he's already on track practicing. Right after him is Gary Crowell with a 7.534. In third place, we've got Mr. Joaquim Bruno, or better known as Frenchie, with a 6.535. Frenchie, if you can hear me, please join us. Thank you. Next up, all the way from Texas, we've got Anthony Chapman with a 5-lap, 5-minute, 20-second session. Right after that, we've got Mr. Brad Hefner from Missouri with a 5.544. So good spread from everyone pretty much. Then we're going to skip Stan. The time zone does not work for him, so he just likes to qualify with us. And go to Mr. Justin Foel joining us from Minneapolis, Minnesota with a 5.611. Some good points picking for this round for sure. So Justin Foel, if you can hear me, please join.
Coming in.
All right. And then lastly, in 7th place, we're going to take Mr. Josh Jackson. He did not qualify with us, but he will be racing in the 7th spot. And then while you guys are in here practicing, if one of you could confirm on YouTube that you can hear us and see us, that'd be great. I'll let you all practice for a lap or two before we get started. Tonight's program is going to be short. It'll ideally be under 15 minutes. We're going to have a quick 10-minute race. Then we're going to do a raffle. Let me see who all is in the running for a raffle. Who's going to win a free club race? It looks like I've got Justin, Gary, Frenchie, Kevin Tyler, Tyler McKenzie, and Derek Pryor. So we got 3 Canadians and 3 folks on the west, not the West Coast, stateside. All right, I'm still waiting on a confirmation from one of y'all if you can hear us or see us. Ideally both on Facebook or YouTube. We can hear Gary Crowell's radio. Okay, I do see it. Ooh, hearing your own voice from your cell phone is very distracting. All right, folks. Looks like everybody's running laps. Josh is trying to throw some sick whips right now. We've got 2 Joshes, so I'll call him Joshua Vigil, Joshua Jackson. I'll take your full names. So let's make sure everybody looks good. That's Mr. Justin Foel practicing. Brad is practicing with his beautiful Kyosho MP10E. Anthony Chapman driving the TLR XC Elite going down the straight. Frenchie with his ever-loving pink Serpent buggy. We were talking to him earlier. He was saying he can't wait to get to a proper 8-scale track in real life. He's an on-roader. Gary, your car looks like it's stuck. You good?
It's stuck on his back.
I can see that. You wanna? Okay,
We should start the race.
That's too funny. Started while
There's no
Gary's stuck on
marshals.
his back. Let's see, if that
No,
was a
they gotta
nitro
wear
buggy, you'd
helmets.
flame out by now.
For tonight, I don't think Gary's the one you got to worry about. It's more Josh.
That's
Yeah,
true.
Josh is he could do a cookie every lap.
Never count Gary out though.
We should make it interesting and have Josh start with a 10-second delay. Let me know if you're up for that, Josh. I'll count it down for you. He didn't say anything, so we won't do it. All right, everybody's warm up looks great. Oh, let me unmute Frenchie. I forgot to unmute Frenchie. Hang on. Frenchie can hear us.
I can't.
Okay.
I can't hear you. That is so mean. You muted me. Oh,
Yeah,
was my daughter. My
we
daughter's loud.
yeah, we were about to get started, so I muted you. But you're unmuted now. We are live. Everything's good to go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and hit start race. Charge your batteries. Get ready. Wide stance. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Of course, when I said the third breathe, Joshua Vigil just launched his buggy out of the park. If you're wondering how to join us, very simple, folks. Go on Facebook. Well, you're on Facebook probably watching us on Virtual RC Racing League. Just drop a comment and we'll get you adapters and whatever help you need to get started racing with us. In about 10 seconds, you are going to watch 7 folks battle it out in the A main.
Oh, my buggy would roll.
On the tone they go. It looks like Joshua Jackson went in reverse. That may dock him a lap. Let's see how that develops. We'll try to correct that at the end. So early on, Gary Crowell, Anthony Chapman taking the lead. It looks like actually Joshua Vigil, I don't know why it's showing him in last right now. He's physically on the track, at least in first. Gary Crowell, I'm sure the timer will update when they go around. This is, of course, my laps. Gary Crowell making a mistake. That's going to be costly. We know Joshua Vigil is putting down some quick laps. Believe it or not, going in reverse on this track, anything under a minute is considered quick, and I believe Joshua Vigil is running somewhere in the mid-40s or high 40s, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see what this lap looks like. It comes in at... Oh, it looks like it docked Joshua Vigil a lap. Interesting. So we'll make that adjustment at the end if needed. So Joshua Vigil has an uphill battle. So currently, timer-wise, it's showing Gary Crowell in first. It's showing Frenchie right behind him, 6 seconds behind him to be exact. Anthony Chapman showing 5 seconds behind him. Justin Fowell chasing him down, 7 seconds behind him. Brad is 6 seconds behind him. Joshua Jackson currently having a rollover. Joshua Vigil currently showing as 44 seconds behind Joshua Jackson. His fast lap, I'll tell you what it is when he goes around. A 46.7. So he has moved up a spot. This is going to be an uphill battle for him. Keep in mind, it docked him a lap at the start. We all saw the start. The only one that moved was actually Joshua Jackson, not Joshua Vigil. But for some reason, the timer is showing him in dead last. We'll worry about it at the end. We've got 10 minutes of racing to go. Only 2 minutes have passed so far. That line from Gary Crowell almost looks like he's cutting the track. I assure you it is not, but that mistake he did make.
I don't know. I didn't see it.
Frenchie 13.9 seconds behind Gary Crowell. Anthony Chapman actually keeping tabs on him pretty good, just 9 seconds behind him. He's actually pulling away from Joshua Vigil, who's now moved up to 4th place with that bad start, according to the timer. Brad Hefner 2 seconds behind him. Justin Fowell in 6th place. Joshua Jackson in 7th place. Let's see what kind of lap times everybody runs around the 5-minute marker. Believe it or not, some folks around the 5-minute marker will barely be hitting 5 or 6 laps. That's how wide and massive this track is, especially going in reverse. This is reverse week, which is the 3rd week of every month. We've been doing this for 1 year exactly at the end of this month, I think, at least officially. Unofficially, I think we started goofing around way earlier than that, but as a proper series, we didn't start till March of 2020. Yes, I was trying to think, was it 2019 or 2020? We all started playing earlier, but 2020 is when we really got organized with COVID and everything. So if you were catching us now, you're probably catching us at the end of our league's running schedule as tracks are physically starting to open up. We want folks to go back to physical tracks. That's the goal here. We were just a virtual aid during times when we could not go to a physical track.
This track is virtual aids.
You heard from Gary Crowell, 3 minutes and 46 seconds on the clock. His fast lap is a 47.9. So around the 4-minute marker, let's look at some lap times. So Gary Crowell with a 47.9, Frenchie with a 56, Joshua Vigil with a 46.7. He is currently showing as 2 seconds behind Frenchie. Anthony Chapman with a 61.5. Brad with a 63.6. Justin Foel with a 66.8. Joshua Widgel with a 1. Sorry, I'm getting confused. There's too many J's in here. There's a Joaquim, a Joshua, a Justin, and another Joshua. So Joshua Jackson with a 110. Long laps from a lot of folks here, but it is actually personal best for a lot of people. I believe Justin Foel, Brad, and Anthony are all running their personal best, and that is low 60s. It looks like Joshua Vigil has moved up to second with that pass as you're looking at him battle with the pink buggy. Joshua Vigil from New Mexico. That is the Techno EB48 2.0. He's repping the white paint job, white wheels, white wing. Frenchie, who is in third, is repping the pink Serpent SRX80 Pro GP with, I believe, yellow, neon yellow wheels and
No, I'm the
wing.
white.
You're running
white.
white today?
White wheels and
White wheels, there you go.
yeah, usual paint scheme.
Yeah, there's two, three of y'all that are running pink buggies, but I think just two of you entered. That is Justin Foel. That's the one I'm talking about. Pink buggy, yellow wheels. Both the pink buggies are about to make a pass on each other.
I'm passing him right now.
Here it comes on the inside. Justin giving him some room, making a mistake. Cartwheel galore. At least 10 cartwheels down the front straight. And he still manages to put a 67.8. If he hadn't made that mistake, that would be a new personal best, probably 63-second lap time from him. Meanwhile, Gary Crowell showing in first. We know physically that's not the case, but I'm really curious to see how much can Joshua Vigil reel him in. The distance measured in time is probably around the 15 to 18 second marker. I will confirm as soon as Joshua Vigil, who's currently shown in second, goes across the start finish. 21 seconds to be exact. So Gary holding his own right now, running some quick lap times. 47.9 is his personal best. Hunter King said, man, this track does not look like fun. Hunter, you wouldn't know, man. You didn't join us. Joshua Vigil currently chasing down Gary Crowell. In his chase, ended up running a 45.2. My gosh, did he even run that in his qual? Let me go check really quick. It looks like his fastest during his qual was a 45.6. So Joshua Vigil with a loaded server, 80% load, already running 0.4 seconds quicker than his personal best lap time. Corey, I see you're in here. Check out all the pink buggies here. They're repping you.
Oh, Corey likes pink too?
Oh, Mr. Corey is all about that pink.
I'm just running it because it's my daughter's favorite color. My favorite color is orange.
Yeah, Corey doesn't know it yet, but it's probably his daughter's favorite color too. She's only, I think, how old is she, Corey? Like a year old now? Or probably 9 months, 6 months? But I'm sure she's going to love pink when she grows up.
It'll be a year and 2 weeks.
A year and 2 weeks. My God, they grow so fast. It's crazy. Feels like yesterday when y'all were over and I was looking at her eyes. I'm like, my gosh, she's got the most beautiful eyes.
Yeah, no, April 1st.
April
Yeah.
1st. Oh, she's
Nice.
an
My
Aries.
daughter-
My headphones.
My daughter is April 17 and I'm April 11.
Yeah, a lot of Aries here.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
All right, let's look back at our comments. Hunter King said, "Man, I've had a busy month of racing, 2 big races, and helping the local track change the layout for a possible 400 entry race this weekend." Hunter, we totally get it. I always make fun when you don't attend, but I know you're doing something more important for RC racing. I'd actually prefer our virtual warriors to actually put the keyboard down and race with us while they're not helping build a track. Again, we prefer y'all be at physical tracks, especially if they're brick and mortar shops with proper tracks. That's the support the hobby needs. Alright, so Gary Crowell and Joshua Vigil are separated by just 5 seconds. With 1 minute to go, Joshua Vigil making a mistake, very unlike him. Looks like commentator's curse got the best of him. Gary Crowell is trying his best to get away. I see cars cartwheeling everywhere. Tonight's program will be a fun short one. Like I said, we should be done in 20 minutes tops. We've been on for 15 minutes. Racing will end in a minute. We'll do a quick spin the wheel, support a local track. Ideally, somebody that wins will go to a track and pay them a club entry, and our virtual league can proudly say we supported a physical track. And then next week, I believe we're
Jesus.
going to Psycho Nitro Blast. If you're on the fence about joining us, please don't join us. It's a lot of fun. Gary Crowell making some mistakes. Frenchie making some mistakes. Lots of mistakes.
Oh, thank God. 10 seconds.
10 seconds to go.
Please make
Gary
it in.
Crowell currently showing us 9 seconds in front of Joshua Vigil. We will correct that at the end, at the start. Actually, Corey, can you on Facebook go back and see the start of why it docked Joshua Vigil a lap? Gary Crowell finishing with a 12, 10, 11.
You can't rewind it until after it's done.
Gotcha. So we will do the math at the end. I'm pretty confident. I think Joshua Jackson I saw go in reverse, but Joshua Vigil for some reason just got docked.
Yeah, I didn't see him move.
Yeah, you heard it
Honestly,
from
and I
Gary.
had a
Gary was in
Pretty
second.
good jump on the start.
Yeah. All right. So we heard from Gary. We heard from the RD. So the two people have confirmed. Josh, do you know why I docked you that? Or Joshua Vigil, I should say.
No.
No idea. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and just correct that. My lapse is drunk tonight. Joshua Jackson, you are still no. You're actually done as well. Good job. You went all the way from 110s to shaving 34 seconds worth of lap times. Very impressive. It looks like Justin Fowell dipped into the mid 60s, 65.8 from him, personal best. Anthony Chapman with a 61.5. That's a personal best from him. Oh my God, Brad with a 56.9. I gotta go check that. I think Brad ran a personal best too. Yep. In qualifying, Brad's fast lap was a minute 3. That is 63 seconds. He managed to shave off some time here. So the entire field, including Joshua Vigil, running personal best lap times. Thank you guys for not exiting the system so we can look at your lap times. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you're looking at the screen, Joshua Vigil actually TQ'd and won. So his time would actually be a 13:10:19. Gary Crowell would be in second with a 12:10:11. So Corey Tyler, when you're doing points, please make sure Joshua Vigil gets points for 1. Gary gets it for 2. Then Frenchie would be in third. Frenchie would move up a lot of spots, basically by attending this one because it's lowest drop. Brad is going to be moving up a lot of spots. His fast lap 56.9, as I mentioned earlier on lap 7. Anthony Chapman with a 10:51, 61.5, another personal best from him. Justin Fowell 65 as well. And then Joshua Jackson racing with us. He's still pretty newish with us, so he did not qualify. But he does get 7 laps on this brutal track. Next week we go to Psycho Nitro Blast. That is how they'll finish. Let's go ahead and interview our top 3. So, Mr. Frenchie, do you have a hot mic?
Yeah.
Congratulations on 3rd place. I'm going to actually ask you a question that you kind of were talking about earlier. You said you are an on-roader and are looking forward to your first big off-road race. So I want to ask you, in a shout-out way, what is the nearest 8-scale track near you, and what will you be driving when you get there?
So the nearest track is about an hour away from me. It's Barnstormers, and it's ran by Rowan Grant, one of the coolest dudes in RC. I met him 9 years ago. I was in the Bronx. I was just randomly, probably the one time I drove an 8-scale buggy in my entire life. I mean, on the track, other than bashing me when I was a kid.
Do you mind mentioning the track's name one more time and what city they're located in?
So it's Barnstormers RC Raceway, and it's in Chester, New York.
Perfect. Thank you.
And it's a pretty big track. I mean, I saw some pretty incredible videos. There's some really, really fast guys who go there and race. And I can't wait to go. There's a lot of guys that I know actually who do race over there. Guys that I know from the Bronx, and I can't wait to see them and just have fun and all that.
Awesome. Good luck to you and
Oh yeah,
congratulations.
I'll be racing 8-scale buggy Nitro, but I guess I'll get an e-buggy as well, not to be sitting around too long.
Gotcha. Well, congratulations on your 3rd place, and look forward to hearing how your First visit to an 8 scale race goes. Good luck to you. In second
you.
place, we've got Gary Crowell from JQ Racing. Gary, I know you were contemplating sitting this round out. It's a brutal track, but looks like you ended up running a 47.5 and kind of got the hang of it at the end. So, one of your all-time favorite tracks, yay or nay?
Going the other way, it's a lot more fun. And maybe this way, if you can get the lines down, it's got that fun roller coaster kind of aspect to it. But right now, it's just too punishing if you get offline a little bit to be that much fun.
Gotcha. And I know, I think 1 or 2 weeks ago, you won or last month you won a club race. You actually went to a physical track for the first time in over a year. You had a great time. Did you get a chance to go back to them?
I did. Actually went on Sunday and paid for my race another $35.
Awesome.
And in practice, I got 3 laps and I blew up the front end of my RB7 and
Yikes.
ran home and placed an order for basically, five different part numbers to fix it. And those are on
Gotcha.
their way still. So I'm kind of nervous about that because there's a trophy race or a bigger race this weekend for Saturday and Sunday at the same place, the 2C, the TVRC 2C Brick House in Caldwell, Idaho.
That was my next question, is if you could give a shout out to the track's team and their city, which you just did. So thank you for doing that. Last question for you. Would you like to thank any of your own personal sponsors or people that have helped you along the way?
I have a black edition upgrade kit for my gray edition e-buggy that just came in last week from Beach RC, and I'm going to put it on my JQ gray edition and get it up to the newer spec and hopefully kill it on the racetrack here in April or May, definitely May.
Awesome. Congratulations on your second place. Good luck next week. I believe it'll come down to if you can TQ that one and win that one.
No.
No? Mathematically, you don't think you'll be close?
It's done.
It's done?
It's done. Yeah.
Well, I guess we can congratulate Joshua Vigil on securing the championship. This is obviously unofficial. Corey's doing the math in the background, but maybe Joshua Vigil has already secured it. Who knows? Let's go to first place finisher Joshua Vigil. Hey, do you have a hot mic?
Hold on.
I couldn't tell if that was a hold on or oh no.
Hold on.
So Josh, talk to me about this track. It seems to be a difficult one, but it doesn't bother you. You seem to be doing pretty good. It looks like you're having a lot of fun throwing your whips and trying new stuff.
I don't really like it. Just some of the jumps don't really give enough lift to clear them easily. And around some corners, the car just gets unsettled for sometimes no reason.
Gotcha. And do you plan on going to a physical track anytime soon? And if so, would you like to mention their name and their city?
Yeah, this weekend, it's the TNR race, and in Texas somewhere. I forgot the exact location.
You're talking about El Paso, Texas?
I have no clue where it's exactly at, but it's just somewhere in Texas.
Gotcha. Yeah, somewhere in Texas is actually a lot of places because Texas is kind of probably 10 times bigger than New Mexico. But always fun to interview with you. Hopefully, eventually you'll loosen up, like Hunter King just said. Would you like to thank any sponsors before we end the interview section?
Techno and AKA.
Sounded like he said heck no in AKA, but I assure you he said Techno RC and AKA. Shout out to his sponsors. Joshua Vigil, while not much for interviews or talking on the track, he definitely puts on a great show and some really fast lap times. I believe he ended up going 0.4 seconds quicker than his qualifying time that he ran solo on the track. He ended up with an 80% loaded server. doing that. The famous quote from tonight will be somewhere in Texas, like Mr. Fowler just commented in our Discord group. This concludes our racing. Now let's have some fun. Let me put up my screen. Let me make sure I don't mess this up. So it looks like, so for those of you watching, guys, this is pretty simple. This is the folks that have supported our league, because of which Corey and I are able to do this. We wanted to give back to Physical Track, so every week we raffle off a up to $25 practice or club race, and the folks in the Premier class are the ones that win it. So week 1, Jeremy Litke won. Jeremy Litke, X-Ray RC America sponsored person, very good ambassador to the hobby. Week 2 was Brian Nisbet from Canada. He won that. This is week 3, so let's go ahead and spin it. So I just hit spin. There should be a 5 to 10 second delay. So what's going to happen is when you guys see the winner, I will kind of delay on my side to let the person, if they are in our feed, to place it themselves and say, yay, I won. We've got Justin, Gary, Frenchie, all of whom are in Discord and on Facebook watching this, hoping they win because they will be attending a fun track day. I'll call it a track day because it could be practice or a club race. So let's see who it's going to be. It's going to probably end up being one of these 3 gentlemen. Ooh, I see it on my side. Gentlemen, you guys are still alive if you want to make comments, if you're looking at the screen.
Gary? It's got to be Gary.
That was audio from Justin Fowell, and our winner is Gary Crowell. Congratulations to Gary Crowell. He may not have won tonight's race, but he definitely has won himself another club race. Thank you, Gary Crowell, for supporting our league. I'm hoping the league can support you just like it has in the past.
Thank you. My screen was covered by the Facebook on the Discord, so I was fumbling with that. But thank you so much. I will really enjoy that for the race this weekend.
Awesome. Congratulations, guys. Next week, we are going to, I believe I should have already had it up. Let me double make sure of that. If you guys are still watching my screen, you guys can see what I see. Next week is our trip to Psycho Nitro Blast 1. So, let's see who's going to put a TQ. Obviously, this goes live at 1900 today, so it's actually live right now, I think, if I'm doing the math. Yep, 7 p.m. would be 1900. So, it's live now. You guys can start qualifying up to 50 tries.
PNB, so which PNB 6, PNB 5 to oh my
Psycho
goodness.
Nitro Blast, I believe, translates over to PNB 5. Yep. All right, let me end this feed, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If there's any comments, questions, concerns,